Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If it's first time visiting the channel, welcome. Consider subscribing, it would truly help me out. If you're a subscriber and you're checking out this video, thank you so much for your support. I really do appreciate it. It helps the channel grow, and refer people to the channel would be great. I know they've introduced a few new different things on YouTube where you can boast one of the videos or the channel. I'd appreciate if you guys consider doing something like that. That would be awesome. So actually today what we're going to do is we're going to get our powder coating oven working. I've been building a gate and I have a video on that, and we're going to actually powder coat it. Now the powder coat system that we're going to be doing is from Prismatic. It is a two-stage powder. We're using a zinc based primer because of course the gate's outside. And we're going to be doing a satin black finish on top. We're going to try to sandblast at home. I'm not sure if I'm going to complete that or not. I'm debating it. I'm going to try and see how it works out. We have a hopper, which is a 50-pounder. Works really well, but it's a pretty large gate, so I'm not quite sure if I'm going to go through with it or not. But I've done other projects where I didn't powder coat. I didn't sandblast them, and gave it a good scraping, outgassed it, and it worked out somewhat well. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. The gate's two sections. It barely fits in this oven, so I'm hoping that I can rig something up that will hold it in place. Got a couple of different ideas. One is to hang it. The other is to actually make a pedestal so the gate can sit on the pedestal. So let's get to work, and let's see how she goes. So what I've done here is I set myself up on the side here of my place, and I've got my portable hopper. So I am using today is recycled glass, and it's between 30 and 60 grit. It's a 50-pound bag, so I put that should hold 50 pounds, but I didn't put a full 50 in there. And we'll get the compressor going, and let's see how she goes. Okay guys, so original plan was for me to use my hopper and sandblast this whole thing. Takes a lot of time and patience with that small hopper. Medium-sized parts, it's great. It's making a disaster. So the game plan here is I'm going to go in. I am going to clean this metal up with flat disc, sand it all up, clean it. I'm going to outgas it, and I'm going to try to put some primer right on top and see what happens. Just the effort. It's going to take too long. Now, I did contact somebody else locally to see if he would sandblast it for me. Basically told me that it's a small job, and in other words, he wasn't really interested. He quoted me a ridiculous amount of money, and that just tells me that he wasn't interested in doing it. So, realistically, I can sit here and do it all with the hopper, the 50-pounder, but it's going to take forever, and it's going to make a friggin' disaster, and I'm not in the mood to sit there and make that kind of a mess. So I am going to try to sand this guy down, flat disc, clean it up, put it in the oven, we'll outgas it, and we'll see how she comes. So guys, I've gone ahead, I took the handle out. You saw that I had got it in, and it was working quite nicely. Took the relaxed portion out. So what I'm working on now is a way to get this gate to mount into my powder coating oven. So what I came up with is I've got this threaded rod. What I'm going to do is I'm going to weld that to the threaded rod, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take one of these bolts. Try to do this one-handed. Anyway, one of these bolts, and we're going to come up to the oven, and we're gonna weld that bolt to the, oh my God, I'm saying oven, but we're gonna weld that bolt to the top of this gate. Actually, I'll weld the bolt to the bottom of the gate, and then we'll twist that into that, and that should hold it up. Now, let me bring you over to the powder coating oven. Let me open this gate door. Man, oh man, I'm flipping over my own tongue again, guys. Sorry about that. Okay, so that slides in just like that. And that should hold that gate right there so we can powder coat it. So let me put that together. Let me get the nut welded back onto that gate, and then I'll show you guys what I need. Okay guys, so make sure your surface is clean, of course, so you get good adhere to the metal properly. So we're going to just mix just a bit. We'll do equal parts. Of the hardener. I'm just using a popsicle stick. So you should get a really nice gray consistency. Should work out really well. Then what I'll do is I'll take my popsicle stick, just grab it like so. And what I'll do is I'll go right into the seam. Don't worry about excess, right? Because if there's excess, we'll clear it out. What you want to try to do is get it to run as smooth as you can. And that's looking pretty good. So we're going to need a little bit more on the outside line. There we go. A little bit more on that other one. That looks pretty good. Okay. That's doable. So once that dries, we'll be able to work with it. So now to do the pinholes, what I like to do is use a blade, an X-Acto or scraping blade. If I can get one out of this container would be nice. There we go. So I just use a straight edge blade like so, and I'll just take my excess, and I've got a bunch of pins here, pinholes. And I'll just fill those in. Now, you know, a lot of the powder, we'll get rid of some of that. At least in my experience it has. But I'm not going to take any chances. And I got rid of all the imperfections, just like that. Like quote. One here. On the back side, I don't have to worry so much. We're good up here, but she looks pretty good. I think there's a pin there. And I think I got them all, guys. That's how I make those welds. I mean, I could sit here and grind them down and make them look spotless. Yes, I could. Time and effort. My welds are good. They're strong. I just don't want to there we go. How about the bottom one? The bottom one looks good too. Just gotta make sure I get enough on that corner. But we're good. And we'll just let that dry, guys. And once she's dry, which takes a bit, but once she's dry, we'll go ahead and sand it down, and she'll be ready to rock and roll. That part's really important. Everything else I'm not too concerned about, but that especially, I mean, that's where your eyes are going to go all the time. So we want to make sure that it looks good. I'm just going to clean this blade off. There we go. And then we can just put this aside and let it dry, and we'll get rid of it. And there we go. Okay guys, so there you go. I brought you in a little closer so you can see. All it's doing is creating a really nice seam all the way around. Once it dries, it does take about 72 hours before I can sit there and start sanding it. So we'll put this gate aside and let it dry. What I'm going to do is I'm going to prep up my next gate, and we're going to get ready for some primer. Okay guys, so I've got everything ready to rock and roll. We got to get the bar that I made, and we got to plug this oven in. So let me plug this guy in. There we go. She's plugged in. And dark side is out. So I don't want to dirty the oven, so throw a couple of these pieces on the ground for now. Usually I use them when I do powder, but that's okay. All right. Okay, so dark stripe is out, if I remember correctly. Let me open this guy up. Am I going to be able to hold it open? Of course not. Hold on a sec, guys. I don't have the oven leveled off. Give me a second. I should level the oven off, but that's okay. All right. So, bar stripe on the inside. So basically all we're doing right now is just outgassing. See if we can burn off any excess grease or here's the game plan. There we go. Nice. Now, that's got to go. The striped is on the outside. So we'll walk over to the oven. Okay, so I miscalculated that. Stripe, dark stripe on the inside. All right. Yeah. Flip this around. See if we can get this puppy in. How the hell did I measure that? Huh. I gotta cut that. All right. Well, let's just move it like this for now. Oh, okay. That's good. So we got her in. Let's turn her on. Let's outgas it and see how she goes. I'll leave this open slightly. I mean, I should be wearing gloves, but that's okay. Let's turn her on and see what happens. And while this is outgassing, what I'll do is I'll get ready . Okay, I had an error message there for a second, but both burners are on. We don't need the light bulb on. Shut that off. All right, let it warm up, let it outgas, and clean up in here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get ready to set it up to put the first base on it. We'll get this one done. The main gauge, is, you saw what I did with the JB weld, that's got to dry, so we got to wait for that. But we can get this one at least primed and cured for a bit, and then we can go from there. So let me clean up a little bit, and then we'll take it from there. So guys, as you can see, I've got her hanging. We did it. A little bit of a challenge. You definitely need 2 people. I'm going to spray it and see how we do. Then I'm going to wait for some help maybe to get it down. But she was definitely a challenge. So I wanted to show you guys. This is the piece I did long time ago. It's a piece of angle iron with a very translucent color. But I did it on a piece that wasn't even powder coated or cleaned for that matter. So we just degreased it, gave it a light scuff, and then I put powder on it. And that's actually a pretty tricky powder to work with, and it looks pretty good. So I'm hoping with the 2 coats on this thing that it'll look really good. So we'll keep our fingers crossed and hoping that that's the case. But I've got her ready. She should be ready to rock and roll. What I'm going to do is I'll turn the compressor on and we'll get ready to powder, and then we'll see if I can get some help to lift this thing. Definitely going to be a challenge. I'm trying to figure out a way of doing it on my own. But in the meantime, let me show you my powder. Let me get a knife. Oops. We'll shut the shop door down and try to keep things from blowing around too much. Silk satin block. This one is our zinc primer. Keep that box. And that's what we'll be spraying right now is a zinc primer. Now, this is the first time I've used Prismatic's primer. From my understanding is that it's active. I'm not quite sure how that's possible, but it's active. And what it does is if it encounters moisture, it repels it or stops it from subbase from corroding. So that's a good thing. So in most vehicles, when they're painting, they're priming, they're either edge priming, epoxy primer, and then putting a coat on top. Same premise, but with powder. So we're going to give that a shot and see how it works. I'm hoping that it works out well. Now, when you guys are doing powder, always look at your spec sheet. Really important to be looking at your spec sheet. This powder is, you know what I've read up on this stuff is that you shouldn't fully cure it until you do your final coat, so your top coat, and then cure that to its full. So this will give it a good base for it to adhere to. I'm hoping even with a little bit of imperfections in the material that it'll cover it up. So I'm hoping. So guys, I got it in the oven and we're heating her up. So basically all we're going to do is get this to flow out. It's starting to flow out the bottom, which is nice. Top's still on its way, but it's looking pretty good. That was a challenge to get in there. And I know the bigger one's going to be the same. So let's see how this thing looks like when it's flowed out. There you go, guys. So she's not completely cured, but she's all flowed out. Looking pretty good. You got to remember, this is a base coat. This is your primer. For a product that hasn't been sandblasted, not bad. Not bad at all. We just gotta let her cool off, and then we can proceed to put a top coat on it. So what I most likely I'll end up doing is doing the other one with primer, since I have it all out already. I don't want to mix the products, so that's probably my next game plan. And I think I'm going to change how I actually mount that. I'm going to try to make feet for it instead of hanging it that way. So we'll see if I can get to that and see if that works. Might be a little easier sliding it into the oven. But not bad. Not bad at all. Barely makes it in there, guys. So I degassed it. She's ready to go. That's the stand I made. It barely fits in there, but we made it happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to powder coat half of it. This way I can still handle it and then take it out. Once it flows, we're going to do the primer again. Once it flows, then I'll put it back in and do the other half. Or I'm flipping over my own tongue. I'm going to do it in sections. So let me get it out and we'll get ready to shoot some primer on it. So I got the gate out. I got my powder gun ready to go. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to flip it on down. I'm going to do the bottom section underneath, okay, and then half of it. So I'll probably come up to probably about here or so. Then once it's done, we'll put it in the oven, we'll flow it out, then we'll come back and we'll do the remaining. This way it's easier for me to handle. I'm going to turn the compressor on. It's going to get quite loud, so you guys be prepared for that. Let me try to move this guy down. She is still pretty hot. I wanted it more on the flat side. Let me get a pair of gloves because she's still hot. All right, we should be okay. It's hard working on your own with large pieces, so I do the best I can, guys. Seems to be working out pretty good. Let me get a respirator on here. I'm going to turn the the compressor back on. And then let's hook up this ground. There we go. Where am I going to hook it up to? I'll hook it up to right over here. Alright, let's turn this compressor back on. Let's plug this guy in. Now this is dual voltage. Powder coating gun from Eastwood, and I am using it on the max right now. Alright guys, I got the bottom done. We got to do the top, but let's get the bottom in and let's get it in the oven. Let me take this respirator off. We'll open up this door again. Get some air in here. Just open it up a bit. There we go. Put a pair of gloves on, I'll slide it over. And we should be able to get it in the oven without too much of a problem. So we'll do this top section. No, that wasn't supposed to happen. Hold on. Okay. All right, so wherever I'm smudged with my hands, I'm just going to take a towel and just lightly feather it out. Now I should be able to get this. There we go. I can touch that up. And then what I'll do is once this is flowed out, we'll let it cool off. Then I can grab it and put it back in. It makes it a little easier. So let's flow this out. Turn this puppy on. There we go. We're going to go back in and we're going to finish spraying this gate. It's not hot anymore, so it's good to spray. We're looking pretty good too. Okay, so let's get my respirator back on. Okay guys, so I just feathered out some areas where I'm going to grab it, but she's completely covered, which is good. So let me take this mask off. Wow. And are we flowing out on the top? We are. So that's perfect. So we'll shut this guy down. This way we can continue with that. We'll let that cool off and then we'll get this guy in the oven and get that one done. Okay guys, my timer is going off. She is flowed out nicely. Let me open this guy up. I'm going to let her cool off. Oh yeah. She flowed out really nicely, guys. Very happy with that. For a non-powder coat piece, looks great. Sorry, for a not non-powder coated, non-sandblasted piece, it looks great. Very happy with that. Very, very happy with that. It blended in pretty nice, so we're good. So hopefully when I do the final coat, I can do the same thing. And I'm hoping that it'll blend in nicely. But she's still pretty hot. We gotta wait for it to cool off and then we'll get those pieces of angle iron in that I've sprayed.
So guys, we've got the gate back out. It's looking half decent. Now the base coat evened out. Would probably get a better or more even look if we went ahead and sandblasted it. But for what I'm using it for, and it's for me, it's not for a client, it looks pretty good. Now realistically, you're only going to see the 2-inch facing of the gate, so that looks perfect. So the game plan here now is to do our final coat, which is a satin black. We're going to do it in 2 stages and most likely do the bottom first, put it back in the oven, flow it out, then bring it back out and do the top. And then put that back in the oven and then cure the gate completely. Now this product has to be cured to 400 Fahrenheit. The product itself has to reach that, or the gate has to reach that, and that has to cure for 10 minutes at that temp. So we'll get started, and hopefully this will work out good. I'm hoping that the black will flow out evenly and look great. Now what's happening now is I'm actually doing a voiceover. My audio clipped out on me again. Need to figure something out with that.
So I got the compressor shut down. You saw I wiped off a little bit off the bottom. We'll slide it over and we'll get her into the oven, and we'll get this top piece flowed out. Once the top piece is flowed out, I will wait for it to cool, slide it off, finish shooting the bottom perfectly, make sure I didn't miss anything. If I miss anything, I'll touch it up again, and then we'll put it back in the oven, and I can grab it from where I shot, right? So I can grab it here. Like so. Oh, we want to grab it. I'm going to wipe off a little bit where I know I'm going to grab. So I'm most likely going to grab here. And this one, we're probably going to have it out like that. So that's okay, because I'm going to go over it. I mean, it's not the greatest way of doing things, but it'll work. Okay, guys, so I've got the gate in the oven. We're going to turn her on, and let's see how she works out. Okay, guys, so she's flowed out. What we're going to do is shut the oven down and let her cool off and get her out. So let me shut this oven down. We'll open her up. And she's flowed out pretty good. We got some of our sections there. You remember I didn't do them, right? So we're going to let her cool off, and then we'll respray the bottom section. This way I can grab it. So now it's just got to cool off. She's looking pretty good. She's not fully cured. So that's the main game here, is that it's not fully cured, okay? So what we're going to do is, once I get her finished spraying the bottom, didn't spray, I will put her back in the oven and fully cure it. So on this powder, the gate itself has to hit 400 Fahrenheit, and it's got to be 400 Fahrenheit for 10 minutes. So once I pull this thing out, I will respray the bottom section, and if I missed anything on the top, I will touch it up and then put it back in the oven and cook her till 400 Fahrenheit. I'm not sure what it's hit right now, but let's take a look and see where it's at. To flow out, it's probably going to be about 200. Yeah, it's 215, 216 at the bottom. Or sorry, at the top. The bottom is about 260. So it's going to be always a little warmer at the bottom because of the way the elements are. But not bad, not bad. So it's almost there. So it flowed out quite nicely around 200. I had the oven about 240, so it's not too bad. So that'll be very important in order to cure the primer and the powder to adhere together and to adhere well. So we'll let this thing cool off a little. We'll pull it out and then we'll take a look and see where we're at, where we need to touch up. But it looks pretty good. Okay guys, lots of noise. So guys, I'm going to try to get this thing sprayed now. Put my mask back on and we'll try. Okay guys, she looks pretty good. So I'm able to grab it from in here, okay? So what I will do is just wipe off where I feel like I can grab it. And then we'll go from there. But she looks pretty good. And hopefully she'll flow out nicely. Let me just take this off. And let me get gloves back on again. We'll open this thing up. Make sure she's where she's supposed to be. And we'll get her sprayed. Not sprayed, we'll get her baked. It's funny when you're making videos and you're trying to think what you're doing, it comes a lot easier, and then you try to explain it, you keep on flipping over your own tongue. But anyway, that's all right. At least you know it's not script. Okay. Line this guy up. Of course. No. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a towel over the burners. Then I'm going to lightly touch up where I was at. I think I got enough powder in here to do that. Because now this is it. This is where our finished product. Let me shut this compressor off and we're ready to rock and roll. We should be A-okay. Yeah, looks pretty good. All right. And off to baking we go. Oh, we can't bake anything yet, guys, unless I want to start a fire. All right, now we can. Okay, we get the one going. I still have it set to 400 Fahrenheit. Now the whole thing's got to hit that 400 Fahrenheit to flow out evenly, and we should be good. So I'll sweep up this mess while that's baking, and then we'll get ready to do the next. So that should take probably about 45 minutes to an hour and complete by the time it hits that temp. But what I'll do is I'll bring you guys back in as I'm checking the temperature to see where we're at, okay? So guys, we've got 6 minutes left. Piece hit 400. I don't know if you can see it, probably can't. But we'll let that 6 minutes go, and I'll open up the door and we'll take a look. A little bit of discoloration at the bottom there. But let's see when it cools off and what happens. But she's looking pretty good. Okay guys, so we've got the gate off to the side and we've got our other gate ready to go. So I've got it in place, I got it wiped down, and let's go get her sprayed. Okay guys, so I got her all sprayed up. We're going to move over and I'm going to open up this oven. And we're going to try to get this guy in that oven. Now, what I will do is touch it up. If I touch anything, I'm just going to cover up the burners. And then I'll touch it up if it need be. I should be able to, just to make sure. There we go. I'll move you guys over so you could see what's cooking. Literally. All right, so let's drag this guy over. Let's see if I can get him in there. We'll get her going and see how she does. Okay guys, so she's flowed out. I'm just going to let her cool off a bit and then we'll take her out of the oven and take a look. We've got a couple of runs there. That's no good. See if I can fix that somehow. There's too much powder in one area. But that's okay. Once we get it out, let it cool off. I'll take a look at it and see what I can do with it. But at least she's flowed out pretty evenly, which is good. So let me cool this baby puppy up, and then we'll take her out. Okay guys, so the top's flowed out. We're still baking the gate, but those angle irons can come out. And then what we'll do is we'll let them cool, and then I'll shoot the other side. I don't want to shut the oven off. Let it cool off. Oh, those are hot. Okay, that's not working. Where can we put this? I'll lean it up against it. There we go. All right, let's get this closed again. We'll let those cool off. I'll flip them around, and then I'll shoot the back sides. Then I'll throw them in. And we're going to open her up. She's going to be hot. Then we'll put a fan on to cool everything off. But I think she's okay. She looks pretty good. Let's turn a fan on. Try to cool this guy off. This way we can get it out of the oven. Okay guys, there's the gates. She's all powdered up. We got the 2 coats on. It's finally completed. So what we're up to next, it's going to go back to our gate build to complete this this project. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching the video. Please consider subscribing. Throw me a thumbs up. I would truly appreciate it. Thanks guys. Thanks for watching again. Have a good one.